On a scale from 1 to 10, how painful is labor? Hey rabbits, it's Trixie, and in this video I'm gonna tell you honestly what labor feels like and how painful it is. If you're expecting a baby right now, let me say that giving birth is a miracle of nature. It really isn't as frightening and horrible as people tend to claim. It is a little bit uncomfortable, but the pain is forgotten the second that you hold your baby in your arms. Now close this video and Google quokka. Believe me, it's gonna make you happy. Happier than watching this video at least. Okay, now that all soon-to-be mummies left, are you ready for the truth? Labor is hell. I literally thought that when I was in labor. You know, having this pain eternally, definitely a way to imagine hell. At least there's no other pain in this world coming closer to what hell may feel like. There is nothing similar, no words to describe it. The pain of labor is something that lays above the power of words. Labor doesn't even feel like something from this universe even more. It feels like something from outer space, from another level, another dimension. A world where it's just you and the pain. And everything else disappears. Like in a boss fight, you, this tiny little human being, alone against this huge monster that puts you into agony every time it strikes. And still you get up again and again, facing it, fighting for an even tinier little human being inside of you. I know that's terrifying thoughts, considering that everything starts kinda harmlessly. When you first sense that you might be in labor, it feels like getting a period or just a bad stomach pain. Already in the hospital, I still smiled into the camera because I had no clue what was coming up. My point is, it starts harmlessly, but then it gets nastier and nastier. And as I said, it's a really unknown type of pain that's so confusing and terrifying about it. The best I can describe it as is that something inside of you is tearing apart uncontrollably and in a really, really unhealthy, nasty way. Not to mention all the nice little side effects. You may become so sick, like me, that you throw up several times, you will have a headache, you may have not slept the whole night before, like me again, and basically, to sum it up, you are a mess. Another weird thing about it is that it comes in waves. It's not like a pain that starts and ends, like hitting your little pinky toe on the corner of a sideboard. We've all been there. We know that this is horrible. But at least in this case, you know that it's over when it's over. But no, labor comes in waves. It comes and goes and comes and goes over and over and over again. But not only that, it gets worse and more intense and more frequent every time. So your reward for surviving one pain wave is to know that the next one will be even more horrible. Congratulations! Let me draw something for you. The really bad labor waves are approximately 1.5 minutes long. They start with a subtle organs tearing apart feeling, slowly aggravating, getting worse and worse, reaching their pain maximum after around 30 seconds. This then takes another 30 seconds. Pain purgatory. Another f***ing pain universe. They tell you to breathe, to not clench up, but it feels so wrong, and at some point it is simply impossible. All these things together make you dive into this pain dimension, and you enter some sort of caveman mode. Plain survival. Nothing else matters anymore. Your makeup doesn't look okay anymore. What the f*** is makeup? You're sweating like a pig? Who the f*** cares? You scream so loud that your throat gets sore? Yes, and now go care about your own business, okay? I honestly dug my fingers into the mattress. I screamed into the bed as loud as I could. I begged for the pain to stop. I cried in desperation. I just wished to simply faint. And something else I remember thinking is, good thing there's no gun next to me because I'm not sure if I would just shoot myself. True story. If the same person that said I'm not even really scared about the pain that I'm gonna go through. I know it will be hell, yes, I get that part. But I've never been too sensitive when it came to physical pain. And there are people caring about you. You know, it's natural. It's something that has to happen. You have to have this pain, and you know the reason for it. Now, says these kind of things, I guess you know that labor seriously sucks balls. The pain swallows you up. It becomes more terrifying than death itself. And no one can tell you how long it's gonna last. Maybe just 20 more minutes, maybe 10 more hours. No one knows. Then suddenly you feel it getting better. Your vision clears. The world as you know it reappears. You see the bed again, the midwife, feel the hand of your partner on your shoulder. I remember shivering like crazy during these periods. The pain is never completely gone, but it lets you breathe. It gives you like 3 to 5 minutes to gather yourself before it attacks again, challenging you with an even mightier strike. When they finally told me that they would try to get the baby out of me right now, I was afraid that this might be the worst part about everything, but I was wrong. The explosive pains are actually not as bad as the labor that you experienced before. It is not as painful as the normal labor, and you have this feeling that something is finally happening. The end of the tunnel is near, you can already see the light. The pain is more of an intense itching or pressurized cramps instead of this obnoxious feeling of tearing apart inside. But then, after all the struggles, your baby is there. You can finally see your little baby for the first time that has kicked you in the belly during the whole pregnancy and that you so urgently wanted to meet in real life. I guess it's only fair to say that I was a little bit unlucky and it was my first child. Of course, what I experienced is not what everyone out there might experience, but still I wanted to share my experience with you, and that in a really honest way.
The only thing I wanted was to tell you my story, and of course I didn't intend to scare anyone.
Labor is hell. You are a mess. I begged for the pain to stop. I cried in desperation. I just wished to simply faint. The pain swallows you up. It becomes more terrifying than death itself. Good thing there is no gun next to me, because I'm not sure if I would just shoot myself. I think I need to do the laundry now. But even though everything I said is kind of horrible, let me tell you that there is something deep inside of you that is giving you the strength for it. There's this incredible motherly lion power in your heart, which makes you fight this immense pain and endure the torture. And when you did it, when you won this honorable battle together with your little one, it makes you another person. It makes you stronger, less afraid, more you. And of course, when you then have your baby in your arms for the first time, all of this pain doesn't matter anymore. You have never been more exhausted before, never weaker, but also never happier. Seeing your baby for the first time is another thing that words cannot describe. Maybe my words scared you a little bit. If so, I'm very sorry, but I wanted to be sincere. Having a child is still definitely worth going through all of that. My daughter made my life heaven on earth, so I'm completely fine with going through hell on earth for one single day. I hope you liked the video. See you very soon.